Dapper Don Podcast. Dapper Don Podcast. This is your boy Dapper Don Diggs.
Let's speaking on missing shows. Let's talk about Lil Wayne not showing up to the Tyson fight. Man, Lil Wayne has been on a tear of I don't know. Let me show you what just happened. Then I'm gonna speak on what happened. So the always unpredictable Lil Wayne has reportedly chosen not to be part of one of 2020's biggest fights, despite being contractually obligated to do so. TMZ reports Lil Wayne totally skipped his flight to Los Angeles, and he was supposed to perform on Saturday during the big expedition fight between Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. The veteran rap megastar recently released his long-awaited mixtape No Ceilings 3 and still has his promotional flyer posted on his Instagram page. So he just ups and skips his show, right? And I don't know how common this is for Wayne, but Wayne is slowly but surely deteriorating from reality. Like, he always lived in a bubble, but now this bubble is his. He didn't really speak on why he missed the show, what could have possibly happened. Maybe it was a money issue. I'm sure a lot of money issues, but I learned that Thriller, I forget what it's called. Well, whatever it was that was promoting the show, it's partially owned by Snoop. And I mean, Snoop has been very aggressive towards Trump. And if Snoop doesn't like Trump, and Lil Wayne puts the MAGA and Magnolia projects. You hear me? He put the MAGA in Magnolia projects. That's clever. That's what I do on the spot, man. If you ain't subscribed by now, if that wasn't enough for you, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to give you. Anyway, so he skipped the show. He didn't want to do the show. And I remember Wayne showing up the show so leaned out, dog. It didn't seem like he knew what was going on. I remember a dude threw a bottle on stage at Wayne and he canceled the show. He was like, everybody in this crowd should jump that person because the show's over. Like, bro, no. Get over it. Have security kick that guy out and keep the show going. You gonna make it our job to go jump this guy? And what if we kill him? Huh? What happens then? But anyway, so Wayne clearly doesn't care. He's been doing shows since he was 14. I guess this is just one of many. But when do you get to do a Tyson fight? Wasn't that always legendary? Like, oh, I rapped at a Tyson fight. Yeah, he couldn't have done that. He couldn't have done it because Tyson's reign was in the 90s. Like, this would have been on what's his face? Hold on, let me adjust my thing here. Okay, I'm back in. I'm back winning. All right. Yeah, Tyson was hot. Like what, in the 90s and early 90s? Block is hot. Even then, Block is hot wasn't nothing he would have came out to. He had Pac at the show. He even said Tyson came out and said he felt bad about Tupac getting killed after his fight. I'm like, bro, don't worry about it, man. He would have eventually, if he was running around here jumping real official Crips like Lando Anderson, dog, he was gonna. I mean, I love Pac. I'm not one of these people who all of a sudden is a big Pac hater. It seems like that's the new trendy thing. Let's just diss Pac, compare Pac to Tekashi 6ix9ine. After all he done rapped about pro-life and not pro-life. All he done rapped about being pro-black and just standing up for the culture. Now we just gonna all of a sudden compare him to Tekashi 6ix9ine. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful at its finest. But that's what you can count on from people, man. That's what you can count on from people. You can always count on people to be tacky. If they ain't gonna be nothing else, they gonna be tacky. But speaking of being tacky, Wayne ain't done yet. Magnolia Slim, Maganolia Slim, aka Lil Weezy, isn't done supporting Trump. So he also doesn't feel his Trump stance is holding black people back because of his verse on No Ceilings 3. So No Ceilings 3 just dropped sometime yesterday, but by the time you're watching this, it could have been whenever. But he dropped it around the same time Tyson and our Roy Jones fight. I don't know if that's so memorable in whatever distant future you're watching this in. But He wrote, he says, working out my demons, that's beautiful. And Bay off that recently, she's super loose. Oh, that's beautiful. And Bay off that recently, she's super loose. I smoke, she say pass it, she doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, effing with Trump. So I don't know. I guess that line is meant to be he clearly hears this stuff, man. He clearly hears this stuff because he completely fell out with T.I. He went from being like close homies. He went from being close homies with T.I. to like not even talking to him at all after he called him out about Black Lives Matter, after he called him out about supporting Trump. This guy just does whatever he wants to do. Look, here's what he posted that got him into all of this mess when he took this photo. Just had a great meeting with Donald Trump. Besides what he's done so far with criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listens to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. Oh, my God. Now, listen, I don't want to knock him for that because Ice Cube did it too, and I came in and defended Ice Cube and said, listen, it's a president. You have to sit and talk to the president. You have to talk to a president. But Wayne, you know who this harpens back to me for? I think about A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky tried to say, I'm not qualified to speak on police brutality. I'm not qualified to speak on any of this stuff. And everybody felt like, well, you're a brother from Harlem. Like, how you don't know about, corruption in the NYPD? He was like, yeah, but what about black people killing each other? Blase, blase. And this isn't a strange phenomenon. Like, people feel this way. There are people in the community who feel like, well, the biggest problem is black people killing each other. Nobody can say that's wrong. Nobody can say one or the other, because they're right, that is wrong. I don't know if that means you allow tax-paying citizens who have nothing to do with that, who's already stuck in the middle of this war zone, to be treated even more worse. Because by doing such, because if you look at these police brutality cases that we're talking about, they're not really affecting, the shooter so much, right? Because you look at George Floyd, you look at Eric Garner, you look at Breonna Taylor, it looks like complying with the police can be just as dangerous as shooting at the police. Because if you look at when you go to Chicago and you see one weekend 104 shootings, 8 police officers shot. None of those dudes that shot those police officers ever end up like in custody or getting killed. I mean, they always end up in custody perfectly fine. So it's like you can arrest a killer, a real certified killer who'll kill me, you kill anybody. Do whatever they want to do, and that person can be brought to justice without being killed while you at a traffic stop gunning down people. I think they do it to those of us, to the 90% of us black people who they know aren't quote unquote about their life. You know you're gonna make it home by gunning me down. You know ain't nobody gonna be, you smoke Dez, we gonna smoke you now. You know that's not gonna happen. You know there's no retaliation. It's gonna be a protest, it's gonna be a sit-in, but you know different than different than Shorty out here robbing the block, out here breaking into houses. Different than them. It's like, well, why be here? At least leave me with him. I can reason with him at least. So, all right, I got off on a tangent, but that's kind of like been our problem with Wayne and him speaking against police brutality, or not necessarily speaking against it, but I guess having his own opinion. Having his own opinion, just because I don't agree with the opinion doesn't mean that I'm just going to instantly attack him or distance myself from him. But clearly, Wayne is out of touch. We asked this man to be more involved in politics. Don't be surprised when his politics is different than yours. Boosie even did an interview with Vlad and he said he feel like Wayne is more rich than black. He feels like his success and his money, money made him. End of the day, the women he sleep with, the cars he drive, the friends he got, like money just made him, dog. It is what it is. I don't know who he is. I don't think he knows who he is if money's not involved. So, whatever. He ain't the only person falling in love with money. He doesn't feel like he's holding black people back. But no one, and I mean no one, held more black people back